We have a special guest. Of course, we have the one and only Krauss. Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. Just doing maintenance, kind of boring over here. How's the weather over there?
90s, hot, busy as hell. Yeah, man, sweating. I felt like I've been getting a suntan or red. I don't get tan.
So you got that hot weather already?
It was 92 today. No cools coming in like crazy. Trying to move things around to fit people in. It's been hectic.
It's getting that time of year already. We had hot weather for like a day, and then today, and we have like severe thunderstorms, and I don't know what's going on, down here in Texas. We have that weird bipolar weather.
You do. You guys always have something going on.
It's always something, I know.
Yes.
All right, so everybody here in the chat, we also got Steve, Everything HVACR, coming in. What's up, man?
What's up,
Sam, Andrew. How did you get Krauss? How did you get Krauss? It's been hard to catch him lately.
Yeah, right? Yeah, nobody can get in touch with me. Damn, Sam.
All right, so for anyone, I mean, a lot of people know who you are. Big fan of your YouTube channel, everything that you do. So if you want to take a minute and just tell everybody your name, kind of introduce yourself, what you do for work, that kind of stuff.
Right on. Well, I like to talk, so it could be more than a minute.
Okay.
The name is Jake Krauss. Or Jacob. I go by that sometimes when I want to sound professional. 32 years old. Been involved in the industry for 12 years now. Like that's a whole story in itself. Third generation tech. My grandfather had a business and my dad had the business, and then grandfather died. My dad's like, screw this shit. And I kind of fell into the trade from when I was having my first kid. I just do residential, basically, light commercial. I feel like everybody is kind of in that realm. Nothing heavy duty, no industrial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really about it. I got 3 kids, married, live in Florida. So that's how our weather is here. Like I said, that's why we're running no cools pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's pretty good little synopsis. I could go on and on. I could talk about myself forever.
We got Chris in the chat too. HVACR videos. What's up, man?
Christopher, how are we doing?
C Young HVAC. What we got going on here, Mr. Milwaukee himself.
Oh, there's the guy. Oh, Chris, I'm pretty sure C is Chris, right? Yeah. He's always got something to say about my door, Chris. I was gonna do a video. I was working. I leave my door open when I work because I'm residential, so I'm pretty close. And every video, he's like, "Yo, close your door." I'm like, "Nah, I just can't." I don't know, man. It would be a pain. I tore something in my shoulder, so I leave it.
All right, Krauss. So what we're actually here for today is we're gonna have a sit-down intervention about your tool addiction. You can see all the Milwaukee stuff, all the tools behind you. Yeah. And those are just for show on the tool bench,
pretty much
on the workbench.
Yeah, dude. None of this ain't even like, I don't know why I got this. Nah, this is for like the house. It's for I upgraded my wife from DeWalt. She needed some bread in her life.
Oh, really?
But yeah, dude. I don't know if you called it when I think I did a video on that. Yeah, I ended up selling my old M12s. Got those. Those were 134 with the hack and everything. Then I sold my old ones for 125, so they were essentially like $9. So, but yeah, I don't like my tools getting messed up either. So that's kind of the
those are going to be the pristine tools behind you.
Nah, bro, I'll still use them, but I got a little white ink paint pen, and I touch up the Milwaukee sometimes. fancy.
Yeah, I recently got a little workbench too. I didn't have one, a couple months ago. I barely got one. I got my
Right?
little tool set up there, house tools, all that.
Arbitrations.
Yeah, I needed one of those pretty bad too.
Yeah, man, they're great. Like I got it for the sake of videos. That we have like a spare room that I was going to use it in, but I was like, nah, I'll just put it in the garage and be
Oh yeah, it's
happy.
it's it's helpful for that. I never had an area to do the videos and stuff, and I always ended up doing them outside. Funny enough, people started liking, the rooster sounds and all that
No, they do.
weird
Yeah.
stuff.
Now, are those your roosters?
No, those are the neighbors, and I was very annoyed with them, when I would hear it playing back the video and stuff, but then everybody's like super into it in the comments, so it was a thing.
For sure. Yeah. No, you got to come up with stickers with a rooster, bro. That should be the logo. Oh,
No,
let's go.
you're gonna get the chat, holding me to that now.
Yeah, right. Now, hey,
Uh,
comment down below.
let's see. We got Eddie, Refrigeration Kitchen Tech is here. Urban B from Toronto, Canada. What's up?
What's up, Toronto?
Just Work HVAC. He's a fellow
There he
Texan.
is. Just work. He's the guy right there.
Oh look, I'm here for it. I need in on this intervention.
Oh, what is it? Oh, God. Come on. Why are you? Yeah, you can go. This was supposed to be so I could talk about all the new shit I just bought.
Oh, there's more.
Oh man, no. What did I? I did, bro. Okay, I did get a solid deal. I don't know if you guys have Northern Tools by you. I did this in the video.
We just got one actually.
So this is the 3/8 impact like deep socket set in the pack
Okay.
out. It was
Oh,
like
okay.
normally $120. They were clearanced out for like $29.
No shit.
Yeah, so I'm like the box itself costs that, and
Yeah.
this, so I was like, ugh. Yeah, all
No,
day.
no brainer. And now Sam Andrew, the R in HVAC R stands for rooster. Thanks.
There we go. Yeah. That's fantastic. The roosters are cool though, bro. I mean,
I got roosters on one side and I got cows on the other. So that's like either
yeah.
mooing or the roosters going out or the chickens and all that. So
Dude.
I moved out to the ranch, lifestyle not too long ago. I'm not used to it. I'm getting used to it.
It's nice though, right?
Yeah, it's calm out here. It's nice.
When we lived in Maryland, we lived in like a country. It was like hick town, like redneck, but farms, just cornfields and everything. And you'd wake up, you smell the cow shit and stuff like that. And our neighbors had roosters and chickens, and like I was like, man, this is, looking back on it, we kind of appreciate it now because now we live like not like in the city or anything. Like we're distanced away, but still, it was nice, to be out in the cut a little bit.
It's nice. It's different. I've always been in the city. And then being out here, it's a little relaxing. We have a huge, acres out here, and I get to roam around or whatnot. So it's a good change of pace, especially after a long day of work.
All day. You got any like quads or side by sides or anything, or
Oh, not yet.
that'd be it right there. To run over the roosters. I can't
Mil
read what it
Vito,
is.
Mr. Mil Vito.
That's it, bro. Well, I did have the video. I did incorporate the video with the pack out. I mean,
That was a cool one because I did the vacuum
yeah,
on the pack out, but I had a hard time with it. You made it look super easy.
bro. I was like, go do this. Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah,
Just start filming, see what happens.
that's it. I just went for it, and we were living in an apartment at the time, and I did that in like a little, the outside storage area. Like that's why everything's like all close, like it was like a 3x3 room.
Yeah. So you mostly do residential, I'm assuming, right?
10-4.
So have you ever done commercial or anything else?
So like when I first kind of got in the field with my dad, he was a lot of commercial stuff. But I was just like a laborer guy. I just hung the big old duct and everything, and while he did everything. But in terms of like big rooftops, like I don't think I've ever done anything bigger than like a 20 ton or something, or
Okay.
that might be the extent of what I've done.
And do you have a preference, residential, commercial? I know everybody has their
For
strong
sure.
opinions.
Yeah, I love residential. I mean, I know, because I like to talk. That's one thing. I like to be able to go. Like some people like going to one job, being on that job. That's it. Don't gotta deal with nobody. Me, I like to kind of go job to job to job, different places. Like, and when like where I work, like I'm not driving more than maybe 20 minutes from job to job. Most of the jobs are relatively probably under 20 minutes, and depending on the setup, obviously. But I prefer, and that's basically all I know. Again, commercial stuff has its perks because you're steadily at one spot. You know what I mean?
It's different though because one of my things is I like traveling too. Now, my traveling is a little different than like if you're doing residential. Like today, I went out. I'm trying to finish these maintenance contracts because they gave me a deadline. So this week it just crept up on me. I'm trying to finish a bunch of locations this week. So the one I had today was about an hour and a half away. So I'm going an hour and a half out just to do, a couple of units, take them apart, clean them.
Yeah.
And, I just maintenance. And then, like I said, it was cloudy all day. I get over there and it was okay. It was like drizzling in that area. Now,
Yeah.
once I come back, there's like a severe thunderstorm warning. I have to drive an hour and a half through rain. I couldn't see on the highway. There was like
Yeah.
huge lightning strikes everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn, like the day that I have to drive an hour and a half out, and then
Oh,
the other day I drove another hour and a half the other way because we service about 2 hours each way. So I
solid
drive a
radius.
lot,
Yeah.
and it's a little different. Like you say, you like to drive and you like to go location to location. I think that's what a lot of people like about the trade in general
Yeah.
is we can't be behind a desk and sit still. A lot of us, we probably have
ADHD,
ADD,
bro.
ADHD, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
it's better if we keep moving and driving to location, different, seeing different things, and things like that. So we have on the commercial side these long drives. So that's
Oh
what I
yeah.
deal with. That's what I deal with. I know you said you drive a lot. It's probably stop to stop. You have probably a radius that you deal with,
For sure. Yeah.
and it's the same, but it's different. So
Yeah, depending, I guess, on the company. Because the previous company I was at, man, it was like, bro, you would drive. That's what it would be like. It'd be an hour and a half between spots sometimes. I'm like, yo, who designed this dispatch? Like, and then the stupidest part is like, I would pass the other technician. I'm like, bro, like this, you know what I mean? They're like, yeah, but they only want you or this. I'm like, come on, man, like
oh
that type of stuff. But
yeah,
neither here nor there. But
that's
yeah,
the hard part. That's the hard part with residential because like it could be like a loyal customer or it could be like a
sure,
one-off or anything like
yeah,
that. So like in commercial, when we take on an account, usually it's because they're giving us, because we deal with fast food chains
yeah,
and things like that. So they give us a whole list of locations. So it's like, I have this one account and it might be local, but then they're like, hey, we have these other locations,
yeah.
further out and stuff. So it's like, it's worth
Yeah, that's
the
for sure.
drive and stuff just because we're taking care of the customer and then we
Yeah.
get more work from there. And usually if I go out there, like except for maintenance, unless I find
Mhm.
something wrong with the unit, if I go out there, they might have like several things down. We do hot side and cold side, so we get a bunch of work. Because
Hell yeah.
some people are like, oh, that's too far, to drive. But in the end, if it's worth it for your company, that's how we
Nah, for
look at
sure.
it.
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna have that built in anyways, right? 'Cause especially if you have a radius that you already have, like that you're built, you're gonna have that built in the cost one way or another. So
And I don't know how it is over there, but in Texas, it takes forever just to get to the next city. Like it's a big state, so that doesn't help
Yeah.
either.
I swear, like here, it feels like you can town hop, bro. It's just like boom, boom, boom. Like everywhere just seems like you can be like anywhere like within an hour and a half, 2 hours. It feels like we're in like essentially Orlando. It's like dead
Okay.
center of the city. So it's like down to Miami, 3 hours to the Gulf Coast, hour and a half. The East Coast, it's hour and a half. Jacksonville, 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's like it's wild. And like where we came from, it was bro, you was driving to get somewhere, even though it was a tiny state.
Yeah.
But like I said, like where I'm at now, we're in a good spot to where it's just like I'm constantly, I'm just in the same area, so I'm happy.
You get to like hop around and you're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, dude, it's golden.
Hey, we got HVAC rookie in the house too.
The Rookster, the old Scotty.
Sam, do you ever do Whataburger? I love to eat there. I don't have them as a customer, if that's what you're asking.
Bro, you got to go in there and demand the contracts.
It
Take a
it
rooster
depends.
in.
It depends, man. Some of these places have their own,
Like
um,
their own department.
yeah, like
Right.
in-house. Because like
Yeah.
McDonald's was like that here. I don't know if they still do or not, but uh, even like we had the IHOPs, at one
Yeah.
point, and they decided they wanted their own in-house techs, so they went that route. So
Yeah.
a lot of them do that.
Mm-hmm.
We have fast food chains as well. It just depends if they want to go through that trouble. I mean, it doesn't always work out when they try to do that, but some of
I
them
was gonna
do.
say, do you ever get them to call you? Like, do they ever like call you in to like like an apartment complex or something? They got their maintenance people, and if they can't do it, they'll call.
Oh yeah, we have those situations where they might have a tech, and we also do hospitals. So hospitals,
Right on.
they have their engineering and
They have
maintenance
to.
department.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, especially recently, or I don't think he's there anymore, but they had a guy who used to do hot and cold stuff. So he was like an HVAC tech, and he
Oh
worked
yeah.
on like the cooking equipment too, because I believe my dad used to work with him.
Oh no
And
shit.
yeah, so we knew who he was and stuff. And then it was funny because like, I could tell that they were attempting all these repairs before I got there. Like I would find jumpers on the thing and panels taken
Yeah.
off. And it's like, yeah, well, they tried, but
Oh
they
yeah.
couldn't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all, dude. Oh my gosh, where did I go? Well, I did do a video on that customer, man. He was a plumber. God rest, God bless him. He changed his contactor, his fan motor, capacitor, put a capacitor for the fan. I ended up, going back and redoing the whole thing. But I was like, man, just call us, bro. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be this hard. You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do?
Refrigeration kitchen tech. McDonald's is tough. Weird hours. Always want you there yesterday. I had the
Mhm.
same exact issue with IHOP. That's why I'm kind of glad we don't do like any 24-hour stores anymore, because they call you at all hours of the night. They need it
Do that.
fixed. They need it fixed ASAP. They get mad at you if you're not there right away.
Mm.
Uh, because we had IHOP, we had Denny's. We were gonna get like the gas stations too, but then we kind of we're like, it's too much.
Now you eat at those places though.
The what?
You eat at those places. When you go
Uh,
behind the scenes, sometimes you're like, "Yee!" So you know what I mean? Like,
Now I tell people not to ask me how a certain kitchen is if I've ever worked there, because
gotta know.
it it's hard. It more times than not, unless it's a and I heard somebody say this, unless if you can see the kitchen when you walk into the restaurant, like fast food does this a lot, like McDonald's. You
Yeah,
walk in and you can actually see the kitchen, it's gonna be clean because you can see it.
yeah.
Now these fancier restaurants that kind of have the kitchen closed off and it's in the back where you can't go. More times than not, they're not as clean as those other ones. So,
For sure.
and don't even get me started on like ice machines and
I need pics, bro. Like, I need pics of this so I can be like, look, You see what we're dealing with? Yeah.
I've been trying to get one of our customers to do like a maintenance on ice machines, and they won't budge. And I'm
You gotta
like, man,
change.
by the time this thing gets so dirty where you have to call me, it's already like really
Too
bad.
far gone. That's nasty. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna
John,
still eat it. Whatever.
Jonathan, my McDonald's ice cream machine is always broken. True.
Fact, bro. I used to work. That was my first job. 14, boom. Got a job at McDonald's. Had to start getting paid. It's just like a bag of milk, bro. Like I don't like cream, and it just makes it up. I mean, but they're always broken. It's like a factual thing. I think there's like a study. It's like 70% of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me look at the chat real quick.
Dude, the lights in the background are pretty slick, though. What's this? I can't read.
Chick-fil-A is great to work with. I've never done work for Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, that'd be slick. I mean, if they're as good as their customer service, you know what I'm saying? All day long.
Krauss, what do you love about the HVAC trade?
Leah, so again, we kind of touched on the whole ADHD type deal, right? So like I'm
Yeah.
constantly wanting to touch, move, and I think that's my favorite part. It's such a generic ass answer. It's like, finding something broken and fixing it. You know what I mean? Like, but like literally, 'cause for the most part in residential, like most of the stuff is the same. But with a lot of these new advanced systems and like being able to go in there behind somebody on like a second call, you know what I mean, and be like, oh, this is the issue. Oh, they couldn't find it. Like that's pretty rewarding. You know what I mean? Because you put in the work. Like when I come home, I do watch like instructional videos. I'll read up on equipment and things like that because it's what's going to separate you from the next person. That's what I like to do. It's like a big puzzle, right? And it stimulates your brain and kind of keeps you, I guess, focused on one thing. Like again, like that's why I'm playing with a bit older here. But like,
Yeah, Mario says it's the money for him.
well, that's the perk, bro. Like that's the thing. I love the money, right? Like I would, like my biggest thing. I want like everybody to get into the trades. Like I'm like that's like huge to me. Like you'll hear like the generation before us, not necessarily you, obviously, but they'll say, I don't want my kids to do what I do. Like, why the fuck not, bro? Like I would gladly have my boys work and my daughter. I mean, like, do
Yeah,
you not realize this like stupid amount of like people they don't realize, bro, you're making six figures. It ain't like you go to college, you six figures in debt, and then you coming out with a $50,000 salary. You know what I mean? The money is great though. It is.
uh, Ryan's in the house. What's up, man?
Big Hughes, the main man.
Yeah, and about the money. Now, the money part, it's like I think you make what you want to make, honestly. Because if you're not making enough money, I feel like you're doing something wrong there.
Mhm.
And I've even had questions about like like for you, like the company that you're at with right now. How long have you been at that company?
A year.
A year. So how many companies in total have you worked for?
That's kind of weird. I think three.
Like three.
Mhm.
So if you're not advancing, if you're not making the money that you want to, it's okay to go to another job, look for another company that might value you, right? Like
Yeah.
not all companies are created equal. Some of them, will take advantage, keep you at that lower pay, and this goes for anything. Like I used to have other jobs, before HVAC, and I got held back so bad at some of those jobs.
Yep.
So
Facts,
if
bro.
they're not doing it for you, man, just look out there for another company. There's honestly a shortage of good techs where a company will, if you're a good tech, if you're willing to learn, good with your hands and all that kind of stuff, a company will come in and pick you up, and they'll even train you more times than not.
Mhm.
And as far as the money thing, like I'll be honest, I'm not rich. I don't make that much money, but what I
Makes
do get,
sense.
what I do get is free time, and that's kind of what I choose over working
For sure.
overworking too much. And it's kind of like a give and take. So either you can go all, 100 miles per hour, make as much money as you can, or you can, be comfortable like I am. I live comfortably. I don't have debt. I don't have anything like that. My cars are paid off, and I have the weekend. I have all this time with my kids and family. So that's my trade off. I always try to
Yeah.
go to their school events, anything that they have going on. That's the advantage that I have now. Like I said, I could be making more money if I put myself out there more in the field, but I kind of value my time as well. You got to think of it that way too.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we're on the same boat there because it's the same things that I value, right? So like the way you can I say it is work what you need to work, right? Create a value in yourself, and that way you can present that to you say a company or the customer and whatnot. That way you know what you're worth, and like you said, there's like a little shortage out there. Um, the whole family dynamic thing is definitely key to me because that's why I transitioned from my last company to where I'm at is because I wanted that time because I grew up my dad, you know, like my parents were divorced, but I know my dad worked all the time, all the
Yeah.
weekends, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be that guy for my kids. My stepdad, same thing. He was in the lawn care. Dude worked all the time. He'd come home. It'd be like 11 o'clock at night. I know I'm sleeping. I hear him come in, put the dinner plate in the microwave, heat it up. He's gone by the time I get up at 6 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be that dude to my kids. So
Yeah,
I
cuz
definitely agree with that.
cuz people when they ask about, or I get that question a lot, I guess. I get asked like how much can I make, doing HVAC? How they always talk about the money, and I'm like, part of it is the money, but also, if you're doing well in the trade, you can make good money, but then
Hmm.
you need to value other things like free time, especially if you're working for a company. If they're having you work overtime, if you don't want to, having you work overtime every day, every weekend, you might want to reevaluate that. But to me, it's like half of it's money, half of it's free time. I think we all value those things, and both are important.
No, absolutely. It's balance, bro. I mean, that's life. You know what I mean? And you just pick your values. And I think again, like our generation has seen the older generation. And I don't know how it is with you, but like if I work with an old tech or senior tech, whatever, and they'll be like, bro, don't do what I did. I never saw my kids grow up. They tell you that shit all the time. But again,
Yeah,
like work what you need to work. Of course, we're gonna be some 50s, some 60s, maybe. But I ain't going. You know what I mean? I'll leave early, and I'll still be home to tuck my kids in. Some people value it differently, like, oh, I'm gonna work 100 hours, bro. That's all you. If you want to do it, go for it. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
But if you build a value in yourself, like you're worth something, you'll be able to demand them weekends off, and you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, my
Yeah,
callbacks are like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. If you invest in yourself, like you said, you can work your way up to that kind of schedule. Or
All
like
day
for
long.
myself, if people ask me, do I recommend that they go into business for themselves? I'm like, it depends on you. It's not for everybody. But one
True.
of the perks I get is I can leave work whenever I want. If my kid has something going on, doctor appointments, because I have a kid who has regular appointments every,
Yeah.
few months. So I got to be there for that. Uh, Anything to do with my kids or family, like I can do that because I run a business. I am my own boss, and that kind of stuff. It's not necessarily that I'm rich being a business
Right.
owner. It's like I
Right.
I get free time with my kids. I get, all this other stuff that's also important.
100%.
All right, let me look at the chat real quick.
Dude, what's that
Er,
chat doing? That chat going crazy down there?
I always get behind, man. They're talking about like ice machines and all this other stuff.
See, they talking shit I don't even know about, bro. Like,
Yeah, like Mario says, you have to hustle if you really want to, and you hustle out there. You can. I mean, the sky's the limit.
all day, yeah. I mean, but there's people that work 4 days a week for a couple hours making stupid, you know? What is that?
Adrian is rich as fuck.
Yeah, straight up. I agree.
I,
You see that LEDs in the background, dude? They probably change colors too.
hey, that
He's like,
this one does.
it's, bro,
Hey
I
man,
don't even got
I had to step on my game. Did you see Gil with the podcast of the year over there?
bro, Gil's shit is like epic as
Mint,
hell. Like,
mint, yeah.
yeah, bro. I'm like, my man. Hey, that's a man who's doing well. Yeah,
Yeah, man, I've been talking to him a lot lately, and a lot of guys, that went to the awards show, and it's just I feel like everybody came back like super motivated,
for sure.
pumping out more content than
Yeah,
last year. It's
yeah.
great.
Nah, it was cool, dude. I was like, that's why I said I'm like, I was gonna roll out three videos a week, and I haven't posted but two in the past 2 weeks because I had my little situation going on, and
Yeah.
so it's like it's kind of like but like it did, dude. That like re-energized you and in contact with them, dude. Like it was dope for sure.
You were only at the AHR for like a day, right?
2 days. You
Two
left. I think
days.
you left the day before me, or this. Nah, did you leave Tuesday or Monday?
I left I left Tuesday, but I didn't get to stop by the convention. I had to leave kind of early.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes, because I saw you when we was talking when you went out to the get your Uber or whatever.
Yeah.
We ended up staying most of Tuesday. I think we left around 4. The kids were crying. They wanted the parents. I'm like, I don't blame them because daddy's daddy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we ended up leaving, getting home at like midnight or something like that. It was because it wasn't a bad drive. Like I said, we drove. Um, I would have liked to stay because like since we drove, we had the vehicle. We could have just piled because like that's when people were giving away all the shit they don't want to pack up. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
But
Yeah, it
it
was a
was
good time.
for sure, man. I mean, I didn't start to like get the gist of it till that second day of like, oh, here's these, boom, 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 boom. See what I want to like. I saw how other people did like their thing, and like I was like, I was just like late to it. You know what I mean? So next year it'll be bigger and better. Do some.
Yeah, next year's that Chicago one, and Ben already Ben already says he has like bigger things planned for that one, so we'll see.
Be better. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, the rooster's coming. Yo, Adrian, the rooster, baby. The rooster of HVAC. If you don't take the sticker ID, I will. It's all good.
I got to make another sticker now.
Bro, I think it would be epic. A rooster with holding a 7-in-1.
Oh yeah.
This rooster got a damn field piece. 680.
Oh, Ryan's guessing the amount you have behind you.
Whew, I loved it. Again, dude. So when I buy my stuff, I'm not paying what that sticker, and most of that stuff is before the inflation. Because
Oh
like
yeah.
like the radio, bro. That radio, I got that radio for under like 179, and then they sell it for 329 now. So it's like
Dang.
I just like I bought the top off with the battery for $99, and the top off $99 itself. Sell the battery for $40. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. This one, my wife made me sell a bunch of my. This one's for you, Ashley. I did, bro. Like they were full of tools, and it was just tools I wasn't really using. I had a big bandsaw. I sold that. I sold that DeWalt drill I had. I had a laser level, cross line laser level. I sold it to some carpenter dude for like 750 or something. Yeah, whatever. And when I added it all up, what I paid for it was like 650. But if you retailed it, it was like 1,500 or something stupid.
Yeah, and those things everything went up in price real bad.
It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, so did we, right? You know what I mean? Like, I tell customers the same thing, bro. Like, hey, everything. So
Oh yeah, the whole Yeah, having to, raise your prices and things like that at work. That's a whole discussion, but
For
it's just,
sure.
it's just the way the world is right now.
And I
Uh,
love I love when a customer asks that stuff. Go ahead.
oh no, Jason DeWalt gangster over here.
I do have like I don't I got this I got the DeWalt fan.
Oh, the fan.
That I like that dude because I think I said it before. It's a brushless motor. The Milwaukee's aren't brushless. It's annoying. It's like loud as hell.
Oh
That thing
yeah,
runs forever. Like when we drive in the car and we have the dogs or something in the back, we got SUV. I'll put the fan on them and let them be happy. Or like my daughter, when she's like 6, she'll lay on the couch with it. It's nice.
multi-purpose. Yeah.
All day long.
So how long have you been in the field?
All right, great question, Adrian. You're coming with the heavy hitters, son. So
I'm trying to
in
be
like
prepared. I'm trying to be like Gil over here.
this man. Um, so it's so weird. Like, okay, so I've been a service technician like the end of 2020. Like I was an installer before that. The way I describe how my journey in the industry, it's like in many chapters, but like I would say I didn't start taking this job seriously till like middle of 2018. Um, and when I was an installer, and that's when I really started to like focus in on it. And then that was when I lived in Maryland. I moved to Florida during the pandemic, scamdemic. My apologies. So I just like finagled my way into being a service guy. Like I was like, ah, dude, I can do service. And, I just ran maintenances up there if like we were slow. I'm like, that ain't nothing. Got a gig with a company. Didn't like it, so I was there for like a week. Went to this other one. I was here for about up until I came to this company, so like 2.5 years, and just made my way through, dude. Like so, I would say like service wise, like 3 years. Um, in the field, like I said, I started in like 2011 with my dad, but I was just like a labor dude, and I didn't. My dumb ass, I didn't absorb or I didn't take it. I took it for granted. You know what I'm saying? I was 21. I was worried about like collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, we've all been there.
You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, my dad, he's a damn genius, like smart ass dude, and I just took it for granted. So I was there for like 2 years. Then I went and did some other stuff for like up until like 2015. Then I got back into it, but again, I was just hanging duck work. And then end of 2017, I got a job as an installer, and I finagled my way there. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm getting paid like $20 now. He's like, oh, we can give you 22. I'm like, I guess we can make that work. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, and yeah, that I mean, you fake it till you make it, man. And but like I invest in myself and not just obviously like tools and stuff, but like knowledge, man. So I think it's really long-winded answer, I know. So
Well,
hopefully it
yeah,
got what you were looking for.
you said your grandfather is the one that started a company, and then your
Yeah.
dad, took over.
Yep. So it was Krauss Mechanical. It was in Baltimore, Maryland. It was back then in the 60s or whatever, 70s. It was plumbing. Like air conditioning wasn't a thing. So my dad has his master's, electrician, plumbers, pipe fitters, HVAC, all that jazz, and he did that until my grandfather passed away early 2002 or three, and all the people that like my grandfather had working for him were like his buddies, and then my dad, like he was losing money at a job, and he was just like, I'm not dealing with it. I think he ended up losing like $50,000. Took the guy to court, only ended up getting like 13,000 out of it, and that's when he closed the door.
Oh, okay. So it
Yeah,
wasn't. He was going in the red. Decided to close it down. Were
yeah, I
were
would
you
assume.
were you working for him at the time?
Oh no, dude, I was 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my parents were like I said, my parents were divorced. And I only saw every other weekend or whatever, and uh, hmm, yeah, but like I know like when we would go with him on the weekends and he'd go do a call, he had that Chevy Express van, that's, you know, like that creeper van, right?
Yeah, I
But it was
have a
like
Chevy Express.
but it was like, nah, this was like that. It wasn't even white, bro. It was like cream colored. It was so old, and where it had the bucket in the middle. Me and my brother sat on the bucket, and my sister would sit in the regular seat, and the bucket had a little piece of 2x4, and we'd
Man, you're
go
you're bringing back memories for me too.
right, straight up, dude. So it's like that's what we did. I was to tell my wife this story the other day, and we would just go to work with him. And I don't know if you know, you ever heard like was it Gettle? What's his name? Millionaire dude, Ken Goodrich.
Who?
You know Ken Goodrich?
Oh, I think so.
Fucking millionaire dude, or probably close to being a billionaire doing HVAC. But his like company logo is him as a kid holding a flashlight, you know, for his dad. I mean, they have that little storyline. But yeah, no, I never got to work with him until I was like 21, and so I worked for him for about 2 years.
But where at? If did he have
Oh,
another?
so no, so he ended up working at another spot. A buddy of his, or I guess it's his friend, this guy Gerald, um, at a company called Jake Mechanical, brought me on with him, and he was like, "Dude, everything's great here." He's like, "You get direct deposit and sure." I get there, I missed my first 3 paychecks he never gave me. The one he gives me bounced. I'm like, "Bro, what the hell?" I had my first kid. I was like, "Yo, this ain't working, pops." And he's like, "Nah, son, I don't blame you. You got to get the hell out of here." That's how my dad talks. He looks like Sam Elliott. Like that's how, you know. But yeah, no, that was the company. It wasn't his. It was just a small. It had 5 employees, 6 including me, and
Yeah.
we would do like nursing homes. It was all that was all commercial stuff. We would just do nursing homes. My dad did the startups and ran the flus and all that stuff.
Yeah, we got Jennifer here. The bucket seat. I sat there in my helper days. I think we all had that, I guess, because
Probably did.
my dad started his business kind of like a side hustle type of deal. He was still working somewhere. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember on the weekends, waking up early, going to help him. So I was, the helper, getting parts, different things like that. And then we had a little truck that we got into, and I would I'd wake up early. I'd be asleep in the truck. We
Yeah, bro.
get to our destination and then start working. Then we finally got a van, and then we hired a couple guys, and then sometimes we would climb into the van, and
Yeah, had to
that's
do
how it
it.
goes.
Yep,
Everybody has to start somewhere.
absolutely.
So then you got to work with your dad at a different company, and then you got out of there and you found
Yeah. So
something
after
better.
that, yeah. So what ended up happening with me from there is again. So we're about 2 years in. Homeboy is the employer. My dad worked like does like the dude's nice as hell. Anywho, he we just thought it was best. Hey, we're gonna lay you off so I could get unemployment, so I was at least getting a paycheck and to pay for the kids. Da da da. Then I ended up working at like a temp agency, dude, for and doing like monotonous jobs. I worked at like a CNC thing, making stuff for Harley. I worked at a injection blow mold place where I was a machine operator. If something failed, I'd go in and on these big robot machines. Did that for a little bit, but it was overnights from 12 to 12, and that sucked so bad when you had a newborn. Because my wife would go to work when I got home at 7. So I did that for a little bit. So there's a 3-year period from like 2012 to 15, and then a person at that first company I worked at ended up getting his license, starting his own business, and he was gonna pay me cash. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. It was like $12 an hour cash, whatever it was. My story, how that ended up going is I didn't have a license at the time. My license got suspended. So my wife would drop me at the metro. I take the metro to downtown Baltimore. My uncle would come pick me up, and we go work in some janky ass row home or something in Baltimore City. He dropped me at the metro, and I did that for about 2 years, from 15 to 17. And then 17, I got a gig at a pretty like a company in Maryland that was around since 1902, and it was a family owned operated business. Like they had their fifth generation dude still work there. the third, fourth, and fifth generation, and that's where that's where I started to understand HVAC because I was doing installs, how to start equipment up and stuff like that. And then what was that? So 17, I didn't really give a shit. I was getting a paycheck again. About the middle of 2018 is when I was like, all right, this is going to be my career path. You know what I'm saying?
How did you like, the whole install side of things? I've heard a lot of guys say that's a good way, to get into the trade because you do quite a bit of things or a variety of things there, and then like a lot of guys end up transitioning to like service.
Yeah, and I feel like there's like this whole like moving scale that you're supposed to go, like helper, the laborer, installer, service manager, salesman. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is a transition everybody's supposed to make. I love doing installs. Like toot my own horn. My shit looked good. You know what I mean? I didn't have the fancy lights, like the stuff behind you or Jeff, J Dem stuff. But
Well,
I made that.
I think he's gonna coin this phrase now. He posted something and he's like, Jeff Jadem the shit out of it.
See,
That's a little
he's got a
catchphrase
nice,
now.
he's got a tagline, son. I mean, my shit, dude. I would make four pieces and or not four pieces. Like people would make four pieces, but I would make it to where you only needed two pieces because I would offset the transitions. My uncle was like a duck master. I love doing it, making tying the wires, making them look pretty. Because like when I got hired from that company, the dude was like, "Look, if you don't know, this is how I told you. If you don't know shit, it sounds like Mickey Mouse. I ain't bullshitting. If you don't know, as long as it fucking looks good, that's all that matters." I was like, all right, hey, we can do that. Like I'm an aesthetic dude. Like again, I think that I have a little bit of OCD. I mean, that's why I don't know. I like yeah, yeah. I like installs though. I think it's great.
And I think that's why I like the work that you do on your channel and stuff like that. And a lot of these guys that I see, it's always like a pride thing.
Yeah.
You could say that it's OCD or whatever, but that's how I was too when before I had Instagram or anything like that. I wasn't taking pictures of these things, but
For that purpose, yeah.
I always had my little bender. I always wanted to make sure my lines were straight.
All day long.
I didn't do a lot of installs, but I did a lot of service. So like if I had a leaking, I had a leak in a copper line or something and I had to redo the line, I was going to make sure that line was as straight as possible. I
Yeah.
had a nice bend on it, everything I could.
Look like some straight up hard copper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then like the wiring, all that stuff that I deal with on the service side, I was like, I want to make sure that it looks good.
Yeah.
So
Nah.
I can appreciate it, and that's why I love like what Jeff and all those guys are doing on the install side over on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. That just makes, I think, everybody level up now that you see it online. Now that you
Well, you
see
have to.
the award show, all that stuff. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I would hope that like there's other people. I mean, obviously they got like a lot of followers that people are like implementing little practices of what they do. Now, granted, they have a lot of like you don't need all the fancy stuff like that they obviously the pressing and the fancy like hydraulic benders they have and all that stuff, but just take little bits and pieces of what they do and implement it into your work. You know what I mean? I just think everybody can take something from somebody. It's just the same thing as if you're an athlete taking little bits and pieces from somebody and implement into your game.
Oh, for sure. Like I watch, people on YouTube, people on Instagram, even TikTok now, and if there is something I can take from them, I take it and put it into my work. Show a little more pride, and I think it benefits us all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, man.
Let me look at
Which
the Let me look at the
what you
chat
got?
real quick.
Come on, let's see. Come on, chat.
Khan, you both inspire me.
Whoa,
Appreciate that.
whoa. Hey, let's go. Come on now. You inspire me that I inspire you. I
Yeah, Mike says he learns a lot from doing installs. It helped him when he went to service.
Yeah, nah, man. That's like I said. I think that's like the natural progression. Like a lot of people be like, I don't want to do installs. Like in my field, anyways. They're like, I'm like, bro, but you sit there, you read the man. Like a lot of people don't. But if you're reading the literature, you are leagues ahead of the next person because there's even service techs that don't even look at the damn literature And
No.
they just like, oh, like I had a guy I work with down here, and he was like, dude, we don't even check superheat. I'm like, what? He's like, we just check. This is Florida. We're dealing with heat pumps. We just do stuff. I'm like, bro, do you know what that like? What if you're having all this liquid getting back to the compressor? Like, you need to know. Nah, that old school thing. I'm like, but if you're not reading the literature, you're not going to know where your parameters need to be. It's good to read. I mean, I
It's
got
especially with all the new equipment out there, you know.
some damn Joe Shear, nice guy. He sent me all these like because I'm dealing a lot with Rude, and this is all like their inverter technology books that you know what I mean. He got them so I could copy them and stuff like that. But you need that stuff. You know what I mean? I like to have the
Yeah.
hard copy more than like looking at Blue On or something, which I
Yeah,
never do anyway.
like I used to go to, all the trainings that we had here
Hmm.
locally, pick up all
Yeah,
the little manuals that they would give out. I
oh
still
yeah,
have all the textbooks that I used when I went to school.
yeah,
AC Service Tech, Craig, he has that. I think
oh
he has
yeah,
a new one on mini splits.
yeah. I
So
haven't.
there's plenty of textbooks out there that help
Yeah,
you too.
inside, the middle of your compartment and your divider in your truck. I mean, you got two bins and they're full of just manuals. You know what I mean? Because like,
Yeah,
here's one with all the error codes for this. Boom.
yeah, me too. I have a like in the car. I mean, in the doors, the little
Hmm.
area
Yeah,
there. I have it filled with manuals on both sides too,
absolutely,
because we
absolutely.
do a lot of new equipment, and down here everything was mechanical
Yeah,
until like a year ago. We started getting all the the boards and the coolers and freezers,
that's
digital
wild, huh?
everything. Yeah, so
Yeah,
then I got to
electronic
look up.
valves.
I got to look up all this stuff now. So
Yeah, it's fun. Like, and they all generally, I'm assuming they'd probably all be within the same type of characteristics of one another. You know what I mean?
Craig's new book is fire. I agree. Also have HVAC simulator, new workbook, using it for a training plan with HVAC chicks. We used to have a because right now there's that
Is it like
Intelli.
an app or?
I'm not familiar with that one, but there's another one, Interplay. I can't remember the name of it, that Mike Mayberry always
Okay.
promotes. It's like
Yeah.
a this virtual reality type of thing where
I
you're.
think, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all like
So
3D stuff and all
yeah, they
that.
have that, and you can actually like work on virtual
Oh, and
equipment.
you got your hands and you got like the little probes and stuff.
That's super cool. I wish I had that, when I was learning, but um,
Yeah.
back when I was in school, our teacher had I guess it was like the same thing, but it was like, the early version of it. It wasn't like all 3D animated and stuff. It just had like pictures of fans, the indoor outdoor coil, and it's like, well, this is not working, figure it out. And then you go through the steps to
Yeah.
check things. And I thought it was the
Real fun.
coolest thing ever. Like when we're in
Yeah.
class, and we'd always ask him like, let's do the simulator thing. Everybody would always ask for it, and everybody's always trying to be the first one to figure it out. So that stuff was cool.
For
And
sure,
now
man.
it's all virtual reality.
It's wild. Come a long way.
Did you learn? So did you learn by experience? Did you have any training, or did you just learn on the job? Get out there and figure it
Yeah.
out.
Straight on the job, man. You know, like I said, I learned a lot from installs. Honestly, like that really, like, because we had like where I came from, static pressure, dude. The dude was like, "Hey, you got to check your static. We got to check our gas pressure, like our inlet and outlet, because we were doing a lot of propane and natural gas. So if we had to do a conversion, setting our CFM. So it's like I learned a lot that way. Like, now I would say not every company's gonna ask for it because we had a checklist and we had to put all those in there to make sure, hey, it started up the way you wanted to start, and we ain't having a callback. Um, that's how I learned. And then when I got to doing the service thing, watching videos, bro. real talk. I was like, if I, like checking a damn capacitor. Like I'm like, oh shit, like you know what I mean. I went put that fan on the Herm side. I'm like, yeah, we good. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, that's not what you do. It was just all feeling, and by the grace of God, I didn't f a lot of shit up, honestly. And- but you know, I think
So
people just get
like HVAC blogger says, you were just thrown into the fire.
yeah, absolutely. I feel like a lot of dudes back in the day, that's how it was. Granted, that what's nice is I always had a dude like in Maryland I would call, and this was my boy Chris, and I'd be like, smartest dude I knew, like I didn't want to always call my dad and bother him. I used to work with a dude Chris, and he was like a couple years older than me, so it was like more relatable, and I was like, and he would just break it down like so simple. So I was like, dude, like, and and then it got to a point where he ended up texting me that it was like, I don't know, let's say 6 months after the fact. It's like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, what you mean? He goes, you don't hit me up no more. I'm assuming everything's good. So I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, it finally clicked. He's like, well, I'm glad to hear it. You know what I mean? So
No,
it's
it's cool, man.
good.
You always have it's good to have like a somebody to help you out when you get stuck
Absolutely.
like that. If so, like I always say, if you can network, even if it's
It's
I
major. Like,
yeah, because I used to think of like other companies in the supply house as like a competitor and stuff, and then I kind of had to stop looking at them like that, and I'm like,
for sure.
network, make friends, because everybody does a little bit of the same things, but a little bit different. And if you ever get stuck on something, you something you've never seen before, it's good to have people to call on and
Oh,
get you through that.
absolutely. Yeah. And I would
Because
say a big thing I didn't know was like tech support, bro. I was always scared to call tech
oh
support.
yeah, me too.
But now it's like, oh, fuck, dude. I'm like, I don't know what this carrier damn green speeds. I don't know what this code is or what I need to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, all right. So,
Yeah, like I everybody, like I went to school, so I had a very basic understanding of things.
yeah.
You're not gonna know how to fix things out of school, and it's gonna be like when you get into the field, it's very different. It's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
So you got to learn as you go, learn it through experience. You're gonna make mistakes left and right. Um, as long as you don't make the same mistake twice, you'll be fine.
Oh, straight up. I mean, you always heard the guys. Look, what do you always say? I've learned more shit, or I've forgotten more shit than you'll learn. That word, like, you'll never break something to the point that I can't fix it. That's what my one senior tech would always say. I'm like, all right, cool.
Chris over here. I'm happy to be that phone call. I didn't have anyone to fall back on, so I don't want someone to be scared to ask questions. And I feel the same way now
Mhm.
as well,
Yeah,
right? I'm even like
absolutely.
trying to reach out to any guys that I see that might have a question here and there.
Yeah.
Um, that the whole community, on Instagram and YouTube, it's gotten better. It's all about helping. Because back in the day, I didn't have anybody to fall on either. I every now and then I had somebody I could call, but more times than not, it wasn't super helpful. It
Right.
was better for me just to learn, figure it out on the go. But I don't know. Nowadays, there's not really an excuse. Like you can go on YouTube, you can like basically search for anything you want. You can find any
Yeah.
manual you want online, and if that doesn't work, even before I started my channel or when I had barely started it, I reached out to guys like Chris from HVACR videos, all these other guys that I had seen that had worked on equipment that I
Right.
was struggling with, and I would ask them for advice, and they were quick to respond. So
Hell yeah.
um, I feel you, Chris. I want to be that person too for the next guys, and we're here to help each other.
Yeah. I'd love to just be able to be, that's one thing. It's like, do you want to be a leader and a mentor to these people? For sure, man. I just want to be able to like make this thing exciting for people.
Well, Jennifer says that HVAC Chicks offers troubleshoot support at all hours, so can hit her up too.
There you go. I'll tell you what, usually, my bedtime. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I used to work those weird hours, but I don't think I can do it anymore.
Bro, so like, what would like when you first started doing that, right? Like, oh, we got this product, or this is the cooler's down. Like, what's the wildest time and story you've had that you had to go out and do? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anything's been too wild, but um, like I said, we had 24-hour customers, so I go out to work at midnight, at 2 a.m. Half asleep, just trying to get out there. Luckily,
Yeah.
by that point, I was kind of like, I could do it in my
Yeah.
sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but at the beginning, it was very rough. I'm not ashamed to say a couple times when I was starting out, it might have taken me a couple days to figure out a problem.
Yeah.
I struggled, and it took me a good 5, 6, 7 years to get comfortable and doing what I'm doing. So now, like after that point, I can go to a call, figure it out just by looking at it, listening to it, and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um,
For
we
sure.
had that, and then, like I said, we had restaurants. We did have some gas stations and stuff like that. It's always the customers that have the freezers that go down. That's like the main priority. So in the middle of the night, if those things are giving out, and even now we have pizza places, right? If the dough
Yeah.
goes bad, they're screwed the next day.
What do you
So
do?
you can't you can't say no. You just tough it out, get out there.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of that, somebody asked if you had a crazy customer story in the chat a while ago.
I mean, I'm sure I do. I mean, everybody's got their hoarder stories, bro. Like, I got a lot of them. Like one of the hoarder ones, right, where you got to make the path. I never had like, I mean, there's been some asshole customers where I had to get ignorant, like, yo, chill the fuck out. I'm here to take care of you. There's no reason, like, I didn't make this piece of equipment. They're like, yeah, you're right. I had like this 90-year-old gay dude like hit on me, and I was like about to like get back in. I'm like, bro, like you ain't gonna talk to me like this, bro. Like it was weird. Like he answered the door in his skivvies, bro, like some damn tidy whiteys, and I was like, oh my god. He was like, and I mean, you seen Family Guy, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Herbert, the pervert or whatever. That was this dude. He whistled when he talked and everything. I was like,
Oh,
look, second, I gotta go. He goes, ooh, feisty. I'm like, this motherfucker, bro. I swear. Look, I mean, hey, gay people, whatever. But I was like, you ain't about to do it, old man.
man, and
That was
that's my thing with residential. I feel like you never know what you're gonna get with these people. So I don't know. That's just a thing that's always in the back of my head there.
I've been pretty fortunate for the most part. Like
Nothing
the
too crazy.
clientele base is pretty good. What's that? Yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
HVAC blogger says he remembers going to the van to grab a part for a senior tech, finds himself walking back into the wrong house. Good old days.
Yo, bro, no, I'm good. We used to work a lot in Baltimore City, and it would be me and this one dude, and it was just the two white cats, and like we're on the block, and it's just when they're doing their pitching, they're running their game, you know what I'm saying? And they're over here, they're like, yo, and we're like, oh shit, we're all fucking concerned. We're like, hey, we're just here to put a furnace in this old lady's house, you know what I mean? I'm like, we're good to like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, like that was probably the extent of something crazy. My buddy got his truck stolen down there. Um,
Oh, I've had my van stolen too, but that's not a customer story. That's a guy who was supposed to work on my van took off
no,
took off to Mexico with it. Yeah.
bro, yo, said took off
I was like, dude, my van.
my man. Oh shit, this is yours, bro. My bad.
No,
Oh,
funny enough with that, that's the first time I think I had my tool stolen. So
no.
he wiped out the van prior to that.
That when you post was that like were you on YouTube?
I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but I think I've told the story a couple
Yeah.
times, and I had
Okay.
my tools stolen that time, And I was like, man, they're taking a little while, to fix my van. It was some guy that
No.
actually lived down the street from my parents' house, and
Yeah.
they were like, their family was friends with my family. And, I think the mom had offered like for her son to fix it. So this guy, I guess, takes the opportunity to empty out my van. And then,
Yo.
my uncle at the time, well, he still works with us, but my uncle at the time
Yeah.
was, calling my dad, and he's like, hey, is Adrian over here? Cause it was like way out there. We did have one location way out there, south, and it
Yeah.
was like out there in the boonies and whatnot. It was a school district, but he saw my van heading south, of course, to the border.
Yo.
And my dad's like, no, Adrian doesn't have his
It's
van.
flying.
Can you follow it until I get there? And then we called the cops and everything. Luckily, the cops stopped him and everything. But I mean, I got my van back, but it was empty. But man,
Yo.
that was, yeah, like I said, it's not a customer story, but it's, a mechanic that
Yeah, it's
saw
so
the
damn.
opportunity.
Bruh. I've been
And
pissed.
Ryan over here, I have a neo-Nazi story. Oil furnace in the middle of nowhere, stuffed bear, Iron Cross, and all that.
Get the hell out of here.
Ryan, I'm gonna have you on the show sometime, and we're gonna discuss
Need
that.
to hear that one for sure. Bro, nah. I never like. Do you ever find anything cool on a job? Like, I mean, you find people's tools and shit, but like, you
Yeah.
see people like I don't know. They find something in the attic, like some old coins or something. I'm like, holy shit.
Sam, any customers offer to pay in free meals, and did you ever say yes? I don't take payment, other than
Dude is
cash.
Java, bro. Are you serious? Do you not know what this man does? Everything is done, and he can just send and collect.
So thanks for
I
plugging
got
that
it.
in. If you want Jobber, check the link in the description.
Here we
Uh,
go.
no, I work in restaurants mostly, right? I've never been offered. I guess I have jokingly, but
They've
I'm
given you
sure
food though.
I'm sure if I said yes, they would pay me in food. But I'm always like, no, laugh it off, whatever.
Like,
Um, but back in the day, like the cooks, as much as you need to make friends with, the managers, be buddy buddy and everything, make sure you're taking care of your customer. You're on the commercial side, you're mostly dealing with a manager, area manager, people like that, versus like a homeowner on the residential side. uh, we also just talk to the cooks, and I always tell people, or text, if you go to a job site that's a restaurant, the first person you want to, or the person you want to ask about the equipment is the cooks, the ones that are using it.
for
When did
sure.
it go down? What has it been doing? They'll tell you the truth, versus like the customer that, oh, I just changed the filter, or I just did this, or, whatever
Yeah,
that story goes. And I usually talk to the cooks. They'll give you straight answers. They'll even be telling you if it's been acting up for a while, and they'll say, the manager never wanted to call it in.
for sure.
They'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
And those guys, in being, friendly with them, they'll offer me food. So I used to take it a lot when I was younger, and I guess I could afford to. Like now, if I eat that stuff, every day, I'll put on like 50 pounds in a week. But
Straight up,
um,
I know, bro. Exactly.
back in the day, I used to take the food. I mean, it's not super professional. I wouldn't advise to take it every time. I think recently I had to take it because it was like wings. I was like, I couldn't turn down wings. But I get offered food, but I don't take it as payment. I would never, personally, I would never do something for food or anything else like that. I want to get paid.
I got this Smith machine, this workout machine from a customer, and we bartered for that. It came with like 500 pounds of like plates, the bench, the machine with some pulleys, a Smith machine. I mean,
Well,
I mean,
those things are not
things
cheap.
are expensive, bro. So I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah. It was this old lady too. She was like, it's my son's and he's never coming back to get it. I'm like, shit, how much you want for it? I knocked it right off the price, bro. I
Well,
was like,
yeah, that I can understand. I'm not doing it for like a sandwich or anything.
oh hell no, nah. I mean, how often? Well, I guess nah, it's different. I was gonna say like like the hospitality down here is pretty nice. Like a lot of people like say, hey, you want water, coffee, Gatorade, juice? Can I get you something? I'm like, oh, this is sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you? You get tips or no? Is that like
Well,
that's not
I guess the free food is like the tip,
yeah.
but
Okay.
we don't get anything else. Mike B, I bring my own bottle of soda into restaurants when I go out to eat. When you know, you know. It's probably talking
See,
about
bro,
the
that's what I'm asking you, son. I want to know.
yeah. It's
Well, I
it's
know
the
those soda machines gotta be like they ain't clean. I watch like Rick stuff, and they'll take those things apart and
oh
whatever.
yeah, we don't do that around here. I'm thinking about the ice too, but
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
and some places won't even put the water filter with all their
You're like,
stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it works without it. It's fine. Yeah.
yeah, right. Until it don't.
Whoa, Ryan, I found dumpsters is where it's at. I found a lot of good stuff. Dumpster
This
diving.
desk, this desk is a dumpster dive.
No shit.
The Office Depot, bro. I looked it up. This thing's like an $800 desk.
And
I'm
you
like,
found it?
yeah, cause so it's just like where I work. It's just me. Like I'm the only technician, all that jazz, right? So we don't have a shop. So I'll find some spots. If I'm not by the supply house, I'll go to the spot I'm always in. It just has like a shit ton of dumpsters, and the one is behind an Office Depot. Go to throw some shit away. Boom, desk. I'm like, hell yeah, that's mine. I'm gonna use it just for this reason, and it's worked out pretty good. Like I said, it's like an $800 desk, man.
That's awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Richie's in the house. How much does Jobber cost? You know, right now they slashed all their prices. That's the one thing I get asked a lot. Do you guys use, a software over there?
We use Service Titan.
Service Titan? See, I get asked a lot about the pricing because everybody's like, "Oh, everything is so expensive." Well,
Yeah, Service Titan.
Jobber just sliced everything, priced everything down, and now they have one that's $9 a month. If you guys want to check that out,
Yeah, you did say it's like it's called the light version, right?
it's just for invoicing and quoting, which I think most guys starting out only need.
Realistically, yeah.
And I told guys too, because people will ask me like how I use it, and I'm like, well, I'm barely starting to figure out, the scheduling and all that. But honestly, we're a small company. I just got to invoice and quote and get paid.
Yeah.
That's my main concern.
And I think, it'll depend too upon like obviously so like residential, right? So we gotta give them estimates. Like I don't know, in that light version, you able to upload pictures and videos or anything like that?
I haven't looked into
Or
it, but probably not.
okay. I yeah,
But they
like
do have like 4 different, I think, plans. So like,
version.
yeah, I
What's
think
the highest plan?
the next one's probably like $20 or something.
That's
What was
not
that?
bad. What how much is that highest plan go for?
It used to be like 200 and some. I think it's down to
Gee,
200
that's about the
bucks or
same. Okay. But it's worth it though. It literally pays for itself.
well, yeah. I mean, we were doing paper invoices like up until a few years ago, honestly.
Shit.
Now I have to do all the billing. I got tired of it. Finally, went digital, and it's been a breeze. I have so
Seamless.
much like free time back.
What the hell do I do now? See, I go to doctor's appointments with my kids, and we go to plays, and
I do a
there's
podcast
so much
now.
room in here. Oh, fantastic.
Let's see.
My
Dramatic.
wife did text me say, and she said, I do get a bunch of cookies from like old grannies, and it's usually around the holidays. They'll like bake me up stuff. It's like, all right, what kind do you like? And they'll hook us up, bro. And it's
It's
pretty
a perk.
nice.
It's a
It
good perk.
is. What we got there?
Would you judge the food if you know the kitchen is dirty? I'm sure as a refrigeration tech, you see some nasty stuff. Now, personally, I try not to, photograph or film too much in the
What's the
kitchen.
blinders on?
One of the worst ones I think I've seen. I mean, it wasn't in the kitchen per se. It was in the back by the back door of a
That's where they
fast food
file everything at, dude.
at the fast food chain, and I made a video on it. It was the thermostat that was full of like roaches and roach poop. I I don't know if I had my gloves on at the time. And I was like,
My man
me
just
check
went for it.
let me check the batteries on this thing. Popped it off and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the manager was like, "Oh, I'm not surprised," and then kept walking. I was like, "All right,
Yeah.
you got a problem here you need to address, but okay."
Yeah. No, I gotta go.
Yeah, I mean that's how it
Bro,
is. They're they're used to it. I don't know.
I've worked in those conditions too, bro. It's just, I mean, you gotta get it done and you know it. I'll make sure, like, I'll have a tie back suit and shit, like just on like retainer. Just,
All right, I'm just looking at the chat real quick.
yo, look at the chat. Hey, take your time. Look at the chat. I'm just here, I'll play some melodies for,
Jennifer over
Man,
here talking about HVAC chicks. If you need to reach them, they are on, I think, on all platforms,
there you
and
go.
she will answer even with a newborn.
Uh, Solid.
Uh, okay.
Newborns.
So time flies by, but let me get back to the questions I had lined up.
Oh yeah, let's get to it, bro. Come on.
Do you have any
Rapid fire.
do you have any hobbies or anything that you do to decompress from work? I know a lot of us get caught up in work. I think a lot of us need like a way to unwind or just get our mind off of work. Is there anything that you have for that?
Adrian, I must say that is a great question that no one has ever asked me. So what I no bullshit, like what I like to do, it's usually on the weekends, right? Because like the weekdays that my wife usually works on the weekends, I'll come out here and I'll clean the garage, right? My kids will be outside. We'll play football. We play catch. Um, but like on like if it's like a daily thing. Now right now I'm injured, but like working out that that helps a lot. I used to be like heavy into drawing. I'm pretty good at it. I'll have to post some pictures so y'all can see. But um, coming home, hanging out with the kids, we just chill on the couch, play Xbox. You know what I mean? Stuff like
Sure. I,
nothing crazy.
yeah, and I mean that even that is something in itself. I feel like some people have brought up to me, the whole stress about running a business and just being a tech in general,
Yeah,
right? You deal with so many people on a daily basis. Sometimes at work, you might not be treated well.
yeah,
It's you can't, as much as you want to devote yourself to the HVAC world, the work, you need time
yeah.
to
You can
yourself.
for sure.
And, that could be family time, like you said, playing video games with your kids,
Oh yeah.
working out, all that fun stuff, try to balance work and home to where it's not one like too much of work or anything like that. Cause I don't know. I used to take work home with me a little too much. It would just eat away at me
Oh
uh
yeah, for sure.
and it'll mess with you.
You can then you bring that up to home with your wife now. Like granted, like it used to bother my wife when we were just like I would just talk about work, like that's because that's all I did outside. You know what I mean? And she'd be like, "Look, I love you," like, you know what I mean? But now she's pretty tolerant of it, which is cool. Um,
And she went to the AHR with you.
yeah, you met
That
her.
was that was pretty
She
dope.
enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it was fire, dude. Because like we never like like when we got married, we didn't do a honeymoon. Like it's always me, her, and the kids, bro. Like it's never anything. So that would be our honeymoon. Like you know what I mean? The 2.5 days we were gone, and she enjoyed it. Plus, we got an extra backpack and some more free goodies. So
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
hell yeah.
Um let me someone's asking what would you do if you were gifted a DeWalt drill set?
So okay. So how I got into Milwaukee, we can go there. So like DeWalt was like the king of I feel like the trades for like the generation before us, right? Like my dad had DeWalt. DeWalt was headquartered in Maryland. And so when I got my first drill set, my dad gave me a DeWalt set. I have it. I think it's in my attic. But that's what it was. It was a DeWalt set. And I started just buying DeWalt shit. I bought the Tough system. But I would buy it one box at a time, and I would buy like that was it. And then when I went and worked at that company that had the when I started doing installs, my homeboy who got me the job was like heavy into Milwaukee. I'm like, bro, Milwaukee's ass. Like they're named after a city and they're not even made in America. Get that. At least DeWalt had the Made in USA sticker. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then I started seeing all the tools that they had. Like, bro, the transfer pump. Like we did water heated boilers. That was ridiculous. The copper cutter, the PVC cutter. Like this was all shit we used on the job daily that nobody else had. I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing? And then I started slowly getting into tools around, like I said, probably 2019 was the first like set of drills and all I bought. It was in a pack out box with a this battery, and yeah, I mean, I'd keep the DeWalt shit. I mean, I don't care as long as it's not an 887 and it catches on fire. You know, I love my Milwaukee, you know, and I bust on people like that's what we do when we're on the job site with each other. Like, yeah, you got rigid, like Ryobi, what? But I keep it. Yo, it's
Yeah.
free.
Short answer, yes, I'll keep it.
Yeah, I know. I go.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Mike over here. My wife used to be a HVAC dispatcher and parts coordinator for an ammonia refrigeration company. So
That's
she
wild.
relates, and he says
Yeah.
that she's the reason that he got into HVAC.
That's wild. So
That's awesome.
So did you meet her outside of? I'm assuming while she was a dispatcher, and then you got into the company, or were you guys, you know, working together? Well, that wouldn't make sense then. Okay, solid. Yeah. Good job,
Well,
Mike.
that's cool. Ryan's gonna dip out. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. Now let me go back a little bit. Where was I? Damn it,
bro. We got to get you somebody that reads this to you or something. But I'll be doing the same thing.
At least it's been calm and civil because sometimes the chat just goes a little crazy.
Yeah, because I'm here and nobody's.
Oh, what are my hobbies? I mean, I'm not the one being interviewed today, but basketball, sports. I like to fix things. You know, I used to fix iPhones, iPads, things like that. I don't know. As long as I'm doing something, I can't sit still.
For sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he said they never worked together.
Okay. That's cool though.
Let me see. Okay, back to the questions I had. I know we're running on an hour and a half here.
Let's go. Let it ride.
Okay, so what is your main to-go tool bag? What's the one that you're grabbing daily?
I mean, I have two. Like the first one I have is the TPLC.
Okay.
It just sits like the way the base is set up in my truck, and I have my pack outs right there, like nests perfectly. But
so
like,
what do you use that one for?
dude, because it's smaller. It's my maintenance bag. It's
Okay.
got like my Testo stuff in there. I got Testo probe set in there, and then like my main primary bag if I'm doing a little bit heavier, like hey, some wire stripping and stuff. Blackout MCT that has all my field piece stuff in it.
Yeah, somebody asked me about the LC because I had done a video on it, and I was like, it's a good bag. I mean, at the moment, I'm using a double XL for other reasons.
I was thinking about getting that, son, but it ain't out till April. But some people have them. I don't know.
I didn't mention which double XL, but yes, that one. Mike wants the new MB5B. He has a Tech MCT.
MB5B. Yep. That is going to be the one.
Is that the one that's the backpack that opens up?
Yeah, and it like full panel, full drop.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That one's like a Frankenstein of different bags.
Dude, it is. It's like the TPXL, double XL with the 2 meter pouches.
Yeah.
Then it's very roomy, and what's cool, like you'll see it. Like I got to mess with it a little bit as you know.
Well, yeah, if you guys are looking for a video on all the new Vito stuff, Krauss had the
Oh
exclusive.
yeah, I did, didn't I? Bro, but well, can you say anything or no?
I there's a lot that I cannot say.
Do you
I
know?
can talk about the ones that were there.
All right, so you get the EDC bag, right? I'm like, I saw you, this motherfucker walk away going to his Uber. I'm like, I looked over at my wife. I said, and this motherfucker got a guy. Yeah, I was like, I walked back to Vito because I don't know if you talked to Ian or not, or if you talked to Lee or. I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
talked
no,
to them.
Ian. I'm like, bro, fuck is this thing? And I was like, why ain't I got my bag? He goes, because he got more followers than you. I was like, fair enough. You know what I mean? So,
um,
so
I, I don't know. I was talking to them. I don't know how their whole marketing thing is going. I think I don't think they're fully aware of everybody that's on YouTube and stuff because I was kind of throwing out some names when I was talking to all of them there. You know, I've talked to them before, except Roger. I that's the first time I got to talk to Roger, which was great.
right.
I kind of was throwing names at them, and they weren't too familiar with people, even the bigger YouTubers. So they're just, I think they're barely getting into it
That's what I
to where
like it,
they're.
bro.
Did
That's
they
what
did they hook you up with with anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're
Yeah.
starting to I think they're figuring out that they have to get or do that to get their name out, or not that they have to get their name out, but products like new
For
stuff coming
sure.
out to get shown and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like, it's funny because like I knew Ian before he was with Vito, and he hit me up on Instagram months ago, because he lives in Florida too, and
Oh,
then
okay.
we connected that way, and then he came up to me. It was like he was like, Kraus? I'm like, yeah, well, you see my name tag, bro? Like, of course. And it was like, uh, Ian HVAC. I'm like, oh, shit, bro, what's up? You know what I mean? That's like,
Oh
that
yeah, because he
was,
has like the mask or something on the
yeah, yep.
profile,
The picture, yeah. That's weird because, like,
and
we talking
that's
because he
funny
said they
because
don't even know who's with him.
yeah, and that oh yeah, you couldn't show him, right?
Yeah, I cut his face out like it's weird.
Okay, no, but like funny enough, like I want to say he's one of the first people that I followed or that followed me. You know,
Oh, no shit.
when I started a few years ago, and I didn't know that he was going to end up working for Vito or whatever, but
Yeah, that's epic, bro.
we would talk every now and then, but nothing major, just you know liking each other's posts or whatever.
Yeah. And
And then randomly he's like, "Hey,
by
interested
the
in
way,
this? I'm with Vito right now." I'm like, "Okay."
hell yeah, all day.
Yeah, cuz they have a design team and they're like knocking it out of the park right now.
Bro, for sure. I was like, no, yeah, I love Vitas, man. But that's the bags I'm rocking. I mean, I got in the back if I have like a heavy, like if I'm doing an install, I have the blackout tech pack, which I never use ever, but it's in there. I should probably
Yeah,
bring it.
same here. I have the backpack blackout, but
Yeah,
the smaller one of the two. And
that's what I was thinking.
I just realized I haven't touched it in a long time.
Yeah,
I had it fitted out for like installs and change outs and stuff like that, but
and,
I've
yep,
just been running service calls, so I haven't touched it in a while. So it's sitting
yep.
there. It's full of tools and everything, but
I know, man. It's so carried away with that shit.
all right.
What is it?
So you see something? Oh,
I
that
was
was
reading the
Mike.
thing.
Yeah, Mike. He met Roger at AHR. Awesome dude.
He's a talker.
Hey, but it's awesome. He was
Oh,
telling
dude, that's like
stories.
his first bag and everything. I'm like, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just shit like off the wall. It's awesome. And now look at him. He still just looks like a normal ass dude.
Jennifer Reliable is one of my first followers. Was I? Hey, if I see something I like, you know, HVAC wise, work wise, or just
Doesn't
people
even
talking
follow
about the,
me.
huh?
I said he doesn't even follow me. Sarcasm. That's all. That's all,
I
bro.
was like, what are you talking about? Um, I just love seeing, people post their work or just encouraging others about the trade. So,
Absolutely.
uh, shit. I
Sweet.
wish I wish Reliable was a follower of mine. I've seen you. I don't
I'm a
get to
follower
everything.
blogger. Just saying. I saw over there on Gills or whatever, and so you, yeah, no, not at all, dude. Just like wearing some like
Yeah,
long john
he told me
shirt.
a funny story about like how he had somebody come work on something at his house, and they happened to have a veto bag on them, and
No,
he was acting dumb. He's like, "What's that?" And what do you got there? And then the guy just started like describing it and telling him. He's like,
that's funny.
little does he know he's talking to the owner over here.
The dude, yo, I am fucking sweaty
It's a
too.
little hot over there.
I'm in the garage, bro. It's fucking
Uh,
Florida.
are there any tools you recommend that that you can't be without in your tool bag? Like for me, it's like the Klein electrician's ratchet. I love that thing.
Yeah, you love that thing. Every
It
time
helps
I
me
see it,
out
I'm
in
like,
the refrigeration side so much.
yeah. Dude, I don't. I mean, I got so many tools that it's like to a point where it's like I don't have like a go-to. Like what you can say the basics are like meter. Like I don't have anything cool. Like I have a pretty cool pair of like end nippers of Knipex that like come in handy more than you would think. Cause it's got like a like we all use our linesmans, but
The
it's got a
hammer.
flat end for a hammer, and then it's got like a little nipper so you can grab things. That's very handy to have. Um, but like if you're just grabbing your essentials, it's gonna be like an 11 in one, right? It's gonna um, one of those hybrid Klein with the pliers, with the stripper, with the heavy
Oh
jaws
yeah,
on the front.
I have
I
that
like
one.
I like those. Um, and then like an insulated flip screwdriver. I just really
A
I
lot
don't
of
have like
Klein.
yeah, it's weird. It's America. It's America,
America.
baby. But I love like I got I got three different sets of like Knipex and Klein. Like my like if I had to like I gotta do a video. I know you did one the other day of like your generic. It's gonna be a linesman's, needle nose, and dikes. Those are gonna be the three, right? And then maybe a stripper or a hybrid like the electrician shears from Knipex. Um, but Klein, yeah, because growing up, dude, that's all my dad had, and I thought it was like the coolest thing. You know what I mean? And once I started, like when I bought my first Klein tool, I was like hyperventilating, like because back in the day, dude. I mean, back in the day, 5, 6 years ago, when I was buying tools, like I would spend like $15 on a nut driver and think like, oh my god, am I gonna be able to eat this week? You know what I mean? It was crazy,
Yeah, I
but
think
that's what the trend does.
we all go through that. I had to buy Harbor Freight tools a few times. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
Well, I got some Harbor Freight shit. Like what's low key nice is that Icon stuff.
Oh
They
yeah,
have a
definitely.
like
Yeah.
nobody. You know, I keep
Eh,
I think you did the video when it first was the pliers wrench, and that's why I went and got it.
yeah, that thing's
But
cool. And I actually have a lot of Harbor Freight like nut drivers and stuff in that
yeah,
backpack. I've been waiting for them to break, but they're not there yet.
no,
They're still
yeah.
good. So, I mean, I guess they'll be there a little longer.
I got like a bunch of Pittsburgh impact sockets. You know what I mean? Because I mean it's an impact socket, bro. It's meant to take a beating. I'm not spending stupid money.
Uh, so I don't know, any advice or what would you tell somebody that's thinking about getting into the trade? That's a question I get a lot of.
Dude,
Um,
yeah, it's like a loaded question though, right? Because there's so many like avenues you could go with it.
well, I think
One,
that's a good point too. Is that you don't have to be in a
nah,
certain part of
dude,
the trade if you don't want to. There's plenty of different
no.
ways.
You can pick, kind of sit down, look at which one might be best for you. If not, you can switch over. But my thing would be like, for one, just have some confidence, right? Because you don't want to go in there kind of scared and timid. Um, and necessarily you should have proceed with caution type deal, right? But invest in yourself. We've talked about this earlier, man. Like so much stuff is out there, man, for us to like look at online and just do that. Separate yourself from the next guy. Like, I mean, that helped me at
Definitely.
my last company. No BS, dude. Like there was an old head, and I came in. Like I said, I BS my way in there, but I would come in every day and I would drop some knowledge that they weren't even familiar with because I was getting familiar with the new stuff. You know what I mean? And he would literally bring me up in the meetings all the time, like, you need to do what Jacob does. And I felt like when he does that, it kind of felt dumb. You know what I mean? But that's what you need. That would be like my advice, man. Like, invest in yourself, because that's what separated me when I had somebody tell me that on a job site. And at first it pissed me off. I'm like, yo, what the hell does that mean? I'm not, and that night I worked till like midnight, 1 o'clock. I didn't get home, bro. We were doing an install. And the service dude came out and he said that to me at like 5 o'clock when he was on his way home. It just pissed me off. But I go back to that quote all the time, and I tell my wife about it. Like, yo, Charlie, you know what I mean? Because again, that can just lead you down a whole different mindset. Have a clear mind, man. Be positive. I try to be as positive as possible. Have a good time. You know.
I think that's important. Like with everybody, like you said yourself, at the beginning, I was just trying to get a paycheck. I was trying to get in and out of work. I didn't take it too serious. But when you invest in yourself, I mean, that doesn't have to mean money wise. It's,
No,
not
not at all.
knowledge,
Yeah.
learning after work. You go look up things, read the manuals, do things that other techs don't do. Like you said, stand out. And that
Sure.
could be like a whole bunch of things, whether it's like, taking your time to make sure it looks clean,
Yeah,
uh,
dude.
servicing, taking care of the customer. There's so many different ways that goes, and it separates you from everybody else.
Yeah. Like, come in with a tool bag with everything you need. You know what I mean? Even if they provide you with tools, come in with your own stuff. That's going to give you some different type of respect. In my case, or most people's cases, when it's yours, you tend to take a little bit better care of. But
Yeah,
if, if you're just getting all these hand-me-down tools that the boss man's giving you, you go out there, you show up with a bag. That you know, I mean, it changes people's perspectives.
all good things. My HVAC life is in here too. He loves his double XL camo. Krauss rocks, and he
Yeah,
spent money on tools watching you.
bro. Okay, is this the real one? Because I know he came in a chat the other day. And it was like somebody was and he put it in a video. Somebody was impersonating him. But he did give you a little shout out. I like he's got that voice. You know what I mean? But yeah, hell yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like I said, I try to get stuff that it's gonna pertain to us, right? That we're gonna utilize, like for the most
Definitely.
part. But any tool we can make work because we're doing so much stuff. You know what I mean? Don't need to spend money on tools though.
I think you're your best tool. The hands you have, the brain you have.
Love it. Smart. Look at that. That's going on a t-shirt with a rooster, bro. Let's go.
All right, man. Well, we've been here an hour and 40 minutes. I don't want to keep you too
Fantastic.
long.
You're
Uh,
good, man.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you being here.
I
Uh,
appreciate it.
yeah, if you guys want to follow Krauss, he's on Instagram, YouTube. I don't know if you do anything else.
That's it. Let's get these Instagram numbers up. I want to get those up. I feel like a lot of these companies. I want some free stuff, man. Yeah,
Definitely
y'all go to the. Yeah, let's go.
go check out Krauss on Instagram, Cooling with Krauss on YouTube as well. I don't know if you want to stick around or not. I'm just gonna cut the stream in a minute.
You go ahead, close out. I'll be here, and then we'll say our goodbyes.
All right. Well, I'm already gonna say goodbye. So I appreciate everybody here, in the chat. And
Okay. Well, hey, I'm gonna hang up, bro. Good seeing you guys. I appreciate all the support there, Adrian, definitely, you know, showing me some love there. Everybody, hey, if you guys aren't following Adrian, what are you doing? All right, bro. I'll catch you later, man.
I'll see you, man. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for sticking around. We had a good show with Krauss today. Like I said, go follow him on Instagram, YouTube, you know, all that good stuff. Drop a like, leave a comment. I appreciate you guys for coming out, and I'll see you guys.